Are we going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
It's, you just do whatever you're supposed to.
Okay.
All right,
Let's go.
Right.
we're starting with the first question.
So somebody has to summarize their book.
Right. The
Sorry,
summary.
each group.
No.
Okay. Who wants to start reading?
Reading.
Well, shut up.
Of each group's members, so we all have to write a
Summarize
summary
your
for
book.
everybody's.
Since you guys weren't here this time, so you can start.
Okay, I'll start. My book is about a girl. She goes to high school and she has no friends in the beginning. And she thinks that she's an outcast. And then things start getting better.
Like what?
Nick, how does it get better?
Oh my god.
Okay. What book do you have, Adrian? Adrian.
Speak. Oh,
Hold on. Hold on, I'm not done writing.
What book is that?
Speak.
What's yours? I'm reading.
Is that your turn?
No, it's Adrian's turn.
Okay.
I have the Hunger Games, and it's about a girl and a boy that get chosen from a district to battle till the death, and they win.
You're not even finished yet. Did you?
Oh, and they choose her sister, but she volunteers, so her sister won't go. And they kill everybody, and they win.
That's it.
So Candace is the only one that wins. I thought they both win. Like the boy and
They
the
both
girl.
win. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You could just give them.
Oh, you're sorry.
Oh.
My book's Compromise. It's about a girl named Maya, and her dad is like like he embezzles and stuff, pretty much like a federal crime breaker, whatever. And so he gets caught, and she's sent to an orphanage, and she finds out that she has an aunt she never knew about. And so now she runs away from the orphanage and is trying to find her aunt with a group of, not a group, with 2 other kids.
Oh, my book is Whale Talk by Chris Crutcher, and it's about TJ. And I guess he's one of those people, like, he's really good at sports, but he doesn't like to participate in school. He just does it out of school. And I think his English teacher is trying to make him, like, get a swim team together because they're the only school that doesn't have one. So he's trying to recruit some kids. They have a 200-pound kid. They have one with no leg, and then they have a special ed student. And then there's just TJ. So there are, I guess, 4 or 5 of them, and they just had their first meet, just see like how good they can swim. And right now they're in a ditch because their bus driver ran them off the road. He swerved off the road, so he's in a ditch right now. Well, all of them are in a ditch. And I guess they're just trying to earn a Letterman's jacket, so like they won't be made fun of anymore.
What's it called?
Whale Talk.
Okay. My book is called Inexcusable, and it's about this guy named Kier, and he plays football and soccer. He plays football and soccer, and he sees himself as a good guy, but he does stuff that he thinks isn't wrong, but actually is. Like, right now I'm at the part where, like, the soccer people, they, like, when it's over, they have, like, a party, I guess, or something. And the football players kidnapped them, sort of, took them to a lake and, like, undressed them and pulled them, kept their heads underwater for, like, a long time. So, yeah. That's how I'm at so far.
I'll start. Go ahead. I'll start. My thesis statement for Thank You Ma'am was, through the characterization of Mrs. Jones in Thank You Ma'am, Langston Hughes reveals that one person can make a difference in someone's life, even if it is small. I backed this up with information from page 1 at the bottom, where it said, "You ought to be my son. I would teach you right from wrong." This is showing that Mrs. Jones cares about the boy and is not just mad that he took her bag. She wants, like, to help him out.
I had something like that, like the quote on page 3, it said, "I've done things too which I would not tell you, son, neither tell God if he didn't already know." And that kind of relates, like, to your analysis, because she's not condemning him for what he did, but she wants to help him learn from what she did wrong, so he doesn't, like, make the same mistakes, and it's just helping him.
I had the same quote of "You ought to be my son," and I definitely took it as she's very kind and compassionate towards him, and she really wants to do good to him and help him out.
Yeah, I felt like she was really just direct and commanding with him at first, you know, by the fact that she drags him to her house. Straight up says, Mrs. Jones, she dragged Roger to her house, even though he was reluctant. But then she, as soon as she has him in his house, she backs off him, like, completely. Lets him, he gives him the option to straight up leave, but he doesn't straight up run away.
I think that's, like, she has two sides to her personality. She's strong, and both physically and, like, mentally, but she just wants to help him, which is why she didn't let him run away. She wanted to make an impact on his life somehow.
Like, she's an intimidating person. I said that with her appearance when she, like, in the first paragraph where it was, she was a large woman with a large purse that had everything in it but a hammer and nails. And I thought this was, like, showing that she was intimidating and, like, would get her way with people like she did with Roger. Like, he just wanted to be helped, I think.
Yeah. And there's another quote on page 2, I believe. Yeah, it's the beginning of the second paragraph on page 2, and it says, "Sweat popped out on the boy's face, and he began to struggle," and that goes along with you saying that she was very intimidating. Like, he was actually starting to get scared of her because he didn't know, like, what would happen. So it's really a testament to how intimidating she was to him.
But do you think it was her point to be intimidating to him
Yeah,
at
'cause
first, or?
well, she needed to make sure that he knew what he had done.
Because he was trying to take her bag so she wouldn't be like, "Oh, it's okay, Sonny." She'd just be like, "Don't mess with my bag, but I'll help you out."
So
if
it
you were
kinda
just
make it last-
asked.
yeah, so it's like make a lasting impression.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, because he does say at the end that the boy wanted to say something other than "thank you, ma'am," but he didn't have, like, a chance to. So it definitely shows that he was really affected by it, and he was really grateful for the help that he received.
Anything else, Michael?
You guys got this on the down low. I also used that quote quote right there, and it really did reflect how Mrs. Jones really did help Roger, because he was probably never going to say thank you for bringing him to the ground if she hadn't like straight up brought him to her house and related to him all this stuff. And then it says, you know, he's getting more comfortable when he's straight up, Roger looked at the door, looked at the woman, looked at the door, and went to the sink. And that shows how he's like starting to understand that the woman's trying to help him, because he's not gonna like run away, because he's given the option to run away, but he does not want her to not trust her. It says that somewhere on this book.
It's, I think it's on.
But how exactly did she make an impression on him? Like, what exactly did she do that made him
Well, she
so
made him
surprised?
made him genuflect on himself, or what he did.
Reflect upon what he's done.
Reflect upon himself what he did.
Like,
So-
and what made him like respect her was she didn't like call the police on him or anything. She's like, well, if you just would have asked me, I would have given you the money to do with what you wanted.
Like when she says, well, you didn't have to snatch my pocketbook to get some suede shoes, you could have asked me.
Yeah.
It never says Roger was grateful. It's implied, just because he says thank you.
He wanted to say more.
He wanted to
Just
say
thank
more
you.
than thank you.
Yeah.
So it's very much implied that he was changed, or that Mrs. Jones had an impact on him.
Especially because the whole time he was really surprised at her reactions, and he really didn't expect what was going to happen, especially when he asks, "You're going to take me to jail?" And she says, "Not with that face, I would not take you nowhere." And he really just doesn't expect what's happening. He's really surprised at the compassion she shows him.
After they get to the house. So before, I don't think putting
Yeah,
someone in a
she's-
half Nelson is very compassionate.
Yeah, she was very rough at the beginning, but then she really did just soften up on him, and she got a lot more compassionate towards him.
You got anything else, Jesse?
No, I'm good.
Me too.
So what's your guys' opinion on Act 2?
Who cares about Act 2? Do you guys see what was on Twitter last night? Have you seen that fight?
Yeah, oh my gosh, that was so juicy. Like I was like getting my popcorn. I was so ready. But anyway, you know that part in the book where she was like getting really depressed and she was like, I'm just gonna kill myself? I felt like that last week. It was so bad. Like my mom told me I could not go to the mall and buy these really cute boots that I really wanted. And I just like I screamed and I threw everything all over my room. I shut my door. But yeah, I mean, like, what's your opinion?
What are we talking about again?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I got a text message. Actually, I got.
So did you guys see Stacy's shirt today?
No.
Hey mom.
I didn't.
So I just want to let you know that even though I'm still
It
mad at
was like-
you, that I need $10 tonight. So you're
Don't
gonna need
tell her
to
that,
do
though.
that for me. Okay, thanks.
Hold on.
What is this? Can I have a sip?
No.
Oh.
I totally got sick last week, and I don't want you to get it. I don't want you to get it.
I can't get sick. I can't, not now, not before
Wait.
my big performance.
Wait.
I can't deal
What
with
is
it.
the theme of this book?
What book?
I didn't even read it, okay?
We were supposed to read?
Spark Notes, okay?
Okay.
Are we gonna have like a test over this?
Is this like a test kind of thing?
I think it's a project.
Like a final project? What?
Like, this actually counts?
I didn't. Okay, I never got a piece of paper that said I had to do this then and now, and I don't know what to do now anymore. So.
Okay.
Yeah, like this is totally unclear. This is unfair. Like
This is-
I'm not going even to be like in this class anymore if this is how it's gonna
I
be.
want to drop, like, more than anything. It's unfair. She put in a 0 for my grade just because she didn't even know. She didn't even